Welcome, everyone, to the beautiful city of Memphis, Tennessee. We're here at the Racquet Club of Memphis for the 2006 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean Royster, alongside my partner here, Aaron Katz. Aaron, a phenomenal event so far. We've really seen a great crowd this year, screaming fans. People have come from all over the world to see these great players, and this has been a great tournament so far.
Yeah, it's been great, and today's match should be a classic. As opposed to the two quarterfinals where we saw Jason and Jack play against very contrasting players, pure power players, Jason and Jack are cut from the same mold. Both control players, play very smart, get to everything. I think we're going to see some phenomenal getting ability today.
So this match is the #4 player in the world, Jason Mannino, versus the #1 player in the world, Jack Huczek. Let's start with Jason Mannino. You've heard us mention he had a broken back when he was 18 years old, recovered after the doctor said he'd never walk again, and here he is in the semifinals in a sport that is very rough on the body. But let's talk about this tournament. Jason Mannino took out the legend, Cliff Swain, known as the greatest racquetball player in the world, and dispatched of him in 3. Let's talk about his draw leading up to this match against Jack.
That was a very, very impressive match. He dispatched former pro Woody Klaus in the round of 16 in 3 relatively easy games, and then played probably the most awaited match of the tournament. Cliff Swain, 6-time world champ, who announced that this would be his last U.S. Open. Jason played unbelievable, diving multiple times every rally, and beat Cliff in a very impressive, close 3-game match here on the Tennis Channel.
And Jason's opponent today, Jack Huczek. He's currently ranked #1 in the world. He's known as being the most fit player on tour. He trains like an Olympian. He is unbelievable, relentless, never lets a ball go by. He dives like crazy. He's got a ton of weapons. But let's talk about his draw leading up to Jason today.
You know, Jack has not had a particularly tough draw. He was tested just a little bit in the quarterfinals we saw here against Mitch Williams, who came out hitting everything, but then gained control in Jack fashion and took him out 3 very easy games, 4-0 and 4, to be prepared here for the semifinals. He is geeked up to win his first U.S. Open championship. I can assure you of that.
You are about to see racquetball at its finest, the ball going 200 miles an hour. Both of these players will be diving all over the court. You've got 2 of the best, the #1 ranked players in the world. You've got Jack Huczek. You got #4, Jason Mannino, a world champion himself. We'll be right back for the 2006 Choice Hotels U.S. Open Racquetball Championship. The Choice Hotels U.S. Open Racquetball Championships is brought to you by Choice Hotels International, family of hotel brands with over 5,000 locations and 8 different brands worldwide, offering every type of accommodation in every price range. We meet all your travel needs. For reservations, visit us at choicehotels.com today. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there. And by Wilson Art Flooring. If it's tough enough for pro racquetball, it's tough enough for your home. Enjoy the beauty and durability of Wilson Art Flooring. Available at fine floor covering centers everywhere. Also, Nuveen Investments, dedicated to helping you reach your goals in life. Ask your financial advisor today how Nuveen's growing range of equity and fixed income products can help you support your long-term plans.
And by USA Racquetball, your link to the greatest game on earth. To learn more about how racquetball can improve your quality of life, visit usaracquetball.com for all the details.
It was almost 50 years ago when Danny Thomas had a dream. A dream of creating a unique research hospital devoted to curing catastrophic diseases in children. More than just a treatment facility, this would be a research center for children from all parts of the world. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital has always played a big part in the sport of racquetball. Every year since the U.S. Open began here in Memphis, the players take time out to go over and visit these children. The Choice Hotels U.S. Open Racquetball Championships has donated now over $100,000 to St. Jude's. This helps in advancing the research and treatment for these brave children. Not only is this great for the kids to meet these professional athletes, but it's also a reminder to the players and all of us, truly, what real strength and courage is all about.
Jason and I are both considered retrievers, so we get a lot of balls, and we make very few unforced errors, and we like to move our opponents around the court, hit a lot of different angles, and set our points up kind of like a chess match, if you will. And so that makes for very entertaining racquetball. And for the seasoned racquetball fan, it makes for excellent matchup, because you can really get in tune with the match and really learn. Well, you know, one of us may be in the front part of the court and we drive our opponents back, or whatever the case may be. But it's definitely entertaining racquetball to watch. I mean, you should expect me at my best. You know, I've been training hard for this event. I feel like I've been playing well all week, and I'm going to leave it all on the line today.
Well, our styles are very similar. I think that some of the things that are different are, I think I have a little better hands than he does in the front court. I think I'm a little quicker than he is. I also think I have better strokes than he does, so I think I can be more consistent. And the things I need to do to beat him are keep him in the back court, play by the percentages, move the ball around, move him around, and not get caught up in a game style where we're shooting and killing and shooting and killing. Really want to put him behind me, wrap him around a lot, make him run a lot, work a little harder for my points, and set up the rallies better, play a little more chess, work for my kill shots. Well, the one thing you can count on from me, and you can always count on from me, is that I'm going to play as hard as I can every point, every game, every match.
Welcome, everybody, to Memphis, Tennessee for this men's pro semifinals. Aaron Katz, I'm excited about this matchup. Jack Huczek, Jason Mannino, both similar game styles, almost the same game style. Hustlers, both champions. Jack, the #1 player in the world. Jason's won this tournament. He's also been a world champion. What can you say about this match?
It's a great matchup. Jack is a heavy favorite here. #1 player in the world. Hasn't lost a match all season. Has dominated Jason of late in their head-to-head matchups. Jack had a relatively easy time getting here and is very fit. Jason had a fight way harder to get here. Has some calf problems, and I don't think is quite as fit as Jack. So again, I never count Jason Mannino out because he's a phenomenal competitor, but clearly this is going to be an uphill struggle for him.
Jack won the coin toss. He'll be serving first. 0 serving 0.
Jack wins the toss. He'll be serving to Jason Mannino. And we're underway. And Jack starts with a
0 serving 0.
hard backhand, but barely missed.
Yeah.
And that's a skip ball.
You know, and Jason's just a great competitor. Gets to more balls, I think, than anybody on the tour. Him and Jack both get to a lot of balls. They get to him in a little different fashion.
Point.
Jason gets to the balls by diving, leaving his feet a lot, and Jack seems to get to more balls on the feet, but the effect is the same.
1 serving 0.
I hear my people.
Talking to the crowd already. He loves this court, man. He loves talking to this crowd. And the fans love him. Such a showman out there.
Side out.
And Jason's pumped up, and Jason's going to work the crowd. You know, Jack, quite frankly, has had trouble with this atmosphere in the past. He's lost some matches in the semifinals before that he was a heavy favorite to win. Certainly was a heavy favorite against Cliff Swain last year, and I think has struggled a little bit with the moment and has struggled a little bit with the atmosphere. So we'll see if he's going to emerge as the great player that everybody thinks he will be. And I think that ball they called good. I'm not sure. He kind of mishit it. It sounded funny. Jack looked to the ref.
1-0 in game 1. This is the best of 5.
Hold it. Replay. 1 serving 0.
Again, both these players look very prepared. Jason in particular, very mentally prepared. Really, you can tell he's very geeked up. Yeah, he may have to be careful about using up too much energy. He's so pumped up.
Point.
Wow. Not a great shot as he hit that ball 5 feet high, but it hit Jack in the head. Therefore, Jason gets away with that one and gets to serve back here. Or actually, he got a point from there. He was serving. And again, just to clarify the rule, you have to be serving to get a point. Jason gets it. He's up 2-0.
Nope. He was not there.
Jack looking for a hinder. We're going to take a little break here. 2-0. We'll be right back. Listen to this crowd as we are back at the pro semifinal. Jason Mannino firing up this crowd. Skip ball. Jack Huczek. I mean, is it too early to say that Jack's a little rattled coming in here right now? What's going on?
He clearly looks a little rattled. Not only do I think he's a little rattled for the moment, but I think Jason has done a great job rattling him. Jason immediately came out talking to the crowd, creating a very disruptive atmosphere, which Jason is very, very comfortable in, but Jack is not comfortable. Jack likes to play a very focused match.
Side out.
Jack likes playing a very focused match, quiet, really internalizing mentally, doesn't like talking to his opponents a lot. Jason, by contrast, can really play either way, but I think he recognizes that Jack does not like this type of atmosphere and is really playing up the noise and the commotion.
Wow, great shot by Jack. Not only was it a great get, he anticipated the shot, got up there, and had very delicate hands to hit that softly into the right corner.
Yeah. And critical, because Jack doesn't want to fall too far behind and really get this crowd more into it.
And Jack finally gets on the board here.
Yeah. And a lot of work. He had to hit 2 great shots. He hit a good shot up front. Jason made a great diving get, flicked it to the ceiling, hit a very, very tough ceiling ball. Jack stepped back and rolled it down the line. Good ceiling ball. Great get.
Oh, just a replay.
I think that's a good call. Jason's reaching for an avoidable, if you ask me. I don't think that's an avoidable hinder.
Well, it could have been, but I thought Jack cleared. Now, conversely, I thought Jason gave up by trying to draw the avoidable hinder, as you appropriately point out, Sean. I think he gave up an easy setup off the back wall, maybe cost himself an offensive shot, but that's the risk you take.
Thought that ball was by you, Jay.
Oh, you can't do that against a guy like Jason Mannino. He's very upset, and he should be. He gets a lot of balls. You know, I just think that's a bad call. The crowd doesn't like it.
Well, the fact that the crowd doesn't like it, Sean, I'm not sure is relevant. It was a close call. The ball was wallpaper. Maybe he could have gotten to it. I think that call could have gone either way. Good ceiling ball by Jason.
That's just such a well-played shot. Jason playing really good ball right now. You know, it's crazy watching these two players play against each other. As we watched them in the quarterfinals and you see how good they both played, it's almost like you say, who can beat these guys? And then to watch them play against each other, it's just a high level of racquetball right now.
Nope, two.
Great shot there by Jack, and a good call. That was a tough call by the ref. It was clearly 2 bounces, but he was shielded by Jason's body. And I agree, they were both so impressive in their quarterfinal match, and they were getting to so many balls. You thought, how can anybody put the ball away when they play each other?
Skip.
Great get there by Jack. And Jack has quietly climbed into this game. You know, got past that emotional rush of the crowd and Jason, who really did a great job managing the start of the game. Let's see if Jason can bring some of that emotion back and some of that energy back to the crowd.
Side out.
Great shot there by Jason.
4-7-3.
The crowd clearly favors Jason here. So if Jason can do anything to work his way into a lead, put himself in position to push Jack, I think he's going to have no problem getting energy and feeding off the crowd. A little hard with the ceiling ball.
That's point. 5-7-3.
Now that's an avoidable hinder. You've heard this term now a few times in this first game. Aaron, please define for our viewers at home that are just hearing avoidable hinder for the first time what that really means.
Well, a hinder is when one player gets in the way of the other player, and that's a play over. An avoidable hinder is when that hinder takes away an offensive opportunity. So there, the ref, Jason Thorner, ruled that the hinder, Jack getting in his way, took away an offensive opportunity from Jason and gave him a point.
That's just so tough. That is not a setup. And Jason shooting that from very high on the body, and he's somehow able to bring that down for a winner. Good lead now for Jason Mannino, up 7-3 in game 1. Don't like that serve at all.
Right there, get it.
3-7-7.
I think what he tried to do is the smart thing to do. He hits that little, we've talked about it when we saw Rocky play, that junk serve, kind of like a half lob, mixes up the height, mixes up the pace, mixes it up between forehand or backhand. He just missed that one into the side wall a little too much. Great get.
That's a great shot. Jason Mannino playing great racquetball, the crowd on their feet. We're going to be right back for more of this semifinal between Jason Mannino and Jack Huczek. Welcome back, 7-3. Jason Mannino serving to Jack Huczek. Game 1.
Right out. 3-7-7.
Okay.
Point.
Great shot there by Jack. Again, Jason's making Jack hit tough shots. I mean, Jack had to move back off his back foot and hit a great backhand down the line.
To your point, Aaron, he is playing, Jack is playing against a player where he just has to hit perfect shots right now to score points because Jason's everywhere. Perfect pass. Oh,
7-4.
great serve. You know, in the interview you heard Jack talk about Jason's serves, and he said he was watching him all week and saw that Jason was serving well. He knew he was going to bring some of these great lob serves, and that's exactly what Jason's doing right now.
Jason and Rocky, too, have the best junk serves. Great get, set up for Jack.
It's a good shot.
Wow.
He's got to hit that.
Yeah, you know, again, this is kind of plays into Jason's game plan in that he wants to get inside your head that you're going to have to hit a phenomenal shot. That was a little out of Jack's wheelhouse, a backhand reverse pinch.
Skip. 5-7-8.
Again, Jack didn't hit a great shot there. He left it off the back wall. Jason, I think, was surprised that he didn't put it away. Good seal-on ball by Jason. Off the back wall, no. Jack, another great seal-on ball.
Look at that angle. He's got, I mean, Jack hit a great ceiling ball. Just came off the back wall. It was wallpaper, and Jason hit a great angle. 8-5. That's just a great shot.
Yeah, that's a great plan by Jason. He had a perfect serve, forced Jack to hit a very difficult high backhand. Jack hit it pretty good, and Jason just stepped over and re-killed it beautifully.
Good shot.
And again, at this level, you have so little margin of error. Jason hit that same serve again, just missed it a little off the back wall. Jack very patiently waited for it and hit a pinch roll out in the left corner.
Oh, my goodness. I looked at that, thought it might have been an ace serve. It was so good. And Jason somehow flicked that back for a great angle and just a couple inches off the front wall.
Yeah, and that's discouraging if you're Jack Huczek, because Jack hit that serve right where he wanted.
And look at this. Unbelievable shot. I mean, even on the retrievals, somehow Jason is getting the bounces to where the ball is sucked up on the sidewall. I mean, everything is going Jason's way right now.
And he's got so much confidence in his movement. Anything he gets back to the front wall, he's comfortable with because he knows he's going to get to the next shot.
And here's Jason with game point. And he wins first game. Unbelievable. Jason Mannino playing absolutely flawless in game one, 11-5. We will find out if he's able to maintain this level of play when we get back here for game two of this men's pro semifinal.
I've been coaching Jason Mannino now for 5 years, and what makes him the most mentally tough player out here is he never gives up, he believes in himself, and he totally comes prepared. He plays in the present moment. Often what players do is they're thinking about other things. They're thinking about work, they're thinking about relationships, they're not thinking about racquetball. What you want to do, like Jason does, is play 1 point at a time. There is no past, there is no future. There's just the now. That's what makes Jason so, so mentally tough.
Zero, serving 0.
Welcome back to Memphis as Jason Mannino wins game one 11-5 and just played unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better performance out of Jason Mannino in that first game.
You know, not only did he play great, bring a ton of energy, but just very, very impressive how he managed and worked the crowd and just orchestrated the whole tempo in his favor.
It's a good shot by Jack Huczek.
You know, this is a real test for Jack because, you know, everybody with Kane out this season expects Jack to be the heir apparent and be the #1 player in the world. And this has been, he has got some demons to exercise, not so much against Jason Mannino, but he's got some US Open demons to exercise. He has never performed as well in the biggest tournament of the year as his ranking at the time would have led you to believe.
Right out. Foul, please.
You know, here's what we got to look for. Can Jack get into a disciplined game where he's controlling the rally, getting Jason diving to where the crowd doesn't have a chance to get into it? And that's really what Jack needs. I think if the first game continues to be the tempo where Jason's diving, winning a lot of rallies, getting the crowd into it, I think it's going to be very tough for Jack to fight that battle. Great get by Jason.
What?
Great shot by Jack.
2, serving 0.
Jack off to a good start here, 2-0. That's tough as nails right there, Jason Mannino.
It's a great shot by Jason and a bad serve by Jack. He was trying to hit a lob nick. The goal is to get that ball to hit the right wall before the player can cut it off. He missed his angle inside the court a little bit, and Jason punished him.
Good shot.
That's just a great shot there by Jack.
Such great focus and footwork on the part of Jack Huczek to have that ball coming around very fast, catches the sidewall, and wraps around to his backhand. Jack stays focused, keeps his head down, and hits a great shot down the line on the backhand side. Look at that.
You know, and on top of you know, all of his mental tactics that have been very, very successful, Jason's just flat out playing great ball. That's a very, very tough shot. Backhand splat off a lob serve that he caught in the air.
What are you doing? 172.
I thought that was a mistake by Jack, taking a stab at that ball. I thought it was coming off the back wall. And again, it may be a sign that Jack's a little tentative. Set up off the back wall.
Wow. I mean, you say that he's tentative, should have taken it off the back wall. I think some of that can be attributed to the fact that everything that Jack is doing, Jason's got an answer for. And a great shot by Jack Huczek.
And again, not that bad a serve. I mean, he hit that serve deep into the left corner. It caught the side wall a little more than I think Jason wanted. But Jack had to hit a very, very good shot to win the rally.
Skip.
It's about the first miss.
I think that's his first skip of the match. That's incredible to be here at 2-2 or 3-2 now in the second game, and that's the first time he skipped the ball.
Yeah, I certainly don't remember a mistake coming out of Jason Mannino.
Skip. 4 serving 2.
2 straight skips.
Jack going with a drive serve to the forehand.
Great get by Jack.
Great shot.
And again, just great racquetball from Jason. Hit a very, very good forehand pinch on off a good serve that Jack hit. Jack made a great diving get, put it off the back wall, and Jason just very calmly stepped back, killed his forehand setup down the line.
Wow. Looked like Jason was about to launch, as he normally does, but he stayed on his feet and just hit great soft hands over there in that left corner.
That's an incredible shot. I mean, Jack hit a very delicate touch shot. Jason was running sprint full on from the right side of the court. To re-kill that ball is very tough.
Oh.
You know, Jason's had a little bit of a fall off. That's 3 skips in the last 3 or 4 points. Let's see if he'll turn it around and get it back. He didn't miss anything that first game.
Shot, side out.
Good shot by Jason.
You know, and this is, I don't know if you remember, there's a little bit of deja vu all over again going on here, Sean. Last year and in years past, we've consistently talked about Jack's weakness being that he is dependent on the other player to make mistakes. And that seems to be the case here as well. You know, he really needs to take control of this match, assert himself in a little more offensive way so he's not dependent on those skips from Jason.
We're going to take a break here. 4 serving 3. Jack Huczek, the #1 player in the world. Jason Mannino, number 4. Jack taking his time, trying to think of what he wants to serve, as Jason has had mostly an answer for every single serve that Jack has given him up to this point. And another great shot off balance by Jason Mannino.
Phenomenal shot. Now, Jack, again, I thought was a little tentative, had a backhand up in the front court, should have pinched or gone down the line, flicked it cross court, hit a good cross court, but Jason was sitting back on it and hit a great re-kill.
That's a great shot. I mean,
4 serving 3.
The serve was exactly what Jason wanted to do. Jack had to shoot that from a little higher than he would normally shoot and somehow buried that in the left corner. That's great hands.
It's an unbelievable
5
shot.
serving 3.
You can really see the squash coming out there. Jack Huczek plays a lot of squash for cross training, and he had beautiful racket prep, beautiful touch. Very common shot that you'd hit in squash.
Good shot, side out.
It's a great shot. I mean, Jack hit a pretty good serve. It barely came off the back wall. Jason, very patient, waited for it, and hit a very tough pinch in the right corner.
Side out. 5-7-3.
Very, very aggressive play there by Jack. Stepped up, cut off the lob serve, hit a very effective cross court, forced Jason to go into the back wall, and then cut it off in the air to maintain control. That's a great flick by Jack.
Look at that. From the shoulder, Jason Mannino hits a great shot in the left corner. Jack cannot get a run going because of the pressure that Jason is putting on him. As we saw Jason go on a relatively good run in game one, scored a lot of points in a row. You just have not seen that out of Jack Huczek.
You know, and I like where Jason is in this match because the crowd hasn't really been into it. He's missed some shots.
Skip ball.
3 points.
Again, showing his ability to dive and re-kill. It's the defensive, offensive shot that comes off of Jason's racket. It's certainly incredible how he does that.
And he's in great position here, up 1-0 and 5-5 in the second game. Set up for Jack.
Skip ball.
It's a skip ball.
Wow.
6-7-5.
Boy, uncharacteristic for Jack, and bad misses. When you've got to work so hard to score a point, as both these players have had to do in this match, when you give up freebies like that, it really is tough to overcome.
Side out.
And there again, that serve that comes off the back wall, I think, is always going to be more of a setup. Let's see if Jack can turn things around here. Unbelievable get by Jack.
Skip ball. 6-7-6.
That's a terrible call. Terrible call.
Tell him. I want you guys to tell him. Tell him.
6-6.
That is perfect. Look at Jason screaming at the referee. He did not get the hinder that he wanted, but he somehow maintained composure and was able to finish that rally with a great cross-court pass.
The only chance he has is if both of you play against me. Hard not to come unraveled.
There was clearly a justice point because there was a clear two bounce earlier in that rally that Jason didn't get to.
Point.
Another skip by Jack. It's a critical point in this match here.
Good shot.
Wow.
Call the ball good. I thought the ball was good, Jack.
Oh, boy. There's a give back. That ball
8-7-6.
clearly skipped.
You constantly talk about the give back. It's like there's a bad call, and then they have to sort of pay them back.
What are you complaining about? See his skip? You see mine? See mine good? Mine was good. That one skip? Okay. So now we're even? Mine's two bounce? Oh.
There's Jason again having conversations with people outside the court. He's talking to Jack's coach out here. I mean, I just love the attitude. He's an East Coaster, grew up in New York. I love it. He's just so brash, to your point.
You guys okay? Guys all right? It's a conspiracy.
I did. 8-6.
Wow. Look at the control that Jason has over this crowd. You just got to love it.
Like a conductor.
He really is.
Point.
Wow. I said earlier I hate that serve. It's a setup to the forehand of Jack, but to your point, I guess Jack's forehand is weaker than his backhand. That was a terrible shot by Jack.
Right now, Jason's got Jack so mentally off his game that I think anything.
Unbelievable. I just can't get over the ability.
Go, Jude.
He is definitely in Jack's head. No question about it.
And here he is with a chance to win game 2. And he does. And this crowd loves it. They're on their feet. You can't say enough about Jason Mannino playing flawless racquetball. We'll be right back for game 3. Welcome back to an exciting semifinal match. This crowd is fired up. What energy in this room right now. And Jason Mannino has just played a flawless match so far. Jack has really got a tall order to come back here.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, Jason has a stranglehold on him, is in total control. This is a tremendous test of Jack's mettle. #1 player in the world, heir apparent to the champion, Kane Waslinchuk, and down 2-0 in the semifinals against a very, very fired up, very talented Jason Mannino. You know, these are the type of matches that champions are made of. If Jack wants to be a true champion, if he wants to be #1 in the world, this is the type of match he's got to regroup, figure out how to turn the momentum and work his way back into it. Right now, Jason has totally dominated physically and, more importantly, mentally the whole tempo of the match.
The Tau boys are just doing an amazing job, but the deal is every single time one of these players dives, it leaves a huge wet streak all over the court.
Set up for Jason.
Shot, set up.
Just flat out rolls it.
0-7-2. That was 2, Jay. Yours was 2.
Of course it was 2. It was obviously 2, but it skipped. So I shouldn't have been 2. Should have been a skip. Skip happened before the second bounce.
Interesting exchange here. Jason admitted it was 2 bounces, but said that Jack shot skipped. I don't think Jack shot skipped. I just think he sliced it a little bit. Good sealing ball by Jason.
Set out.
You know,
0-7-2.
Jack missed that shot, and Jason hit a great re-kill, but Jack's got to hit a better shot than that. Jason's sealing ball came off the back wall. Jack had plenty of room, went for the splat, which I don't think was a bad shot to go for. He just didn't hit it. It wrapped around to the third wall. Jason was just all over it.
Oh, side up.
It's a good call.
2-7-0.
I agree. An avoidable hander called against Jason Mannino. He got in his way, took away his offensive shot. 2-0. Look at that.
Short,
As you could see on the tape there,
0-7-2.
it was, in fact, a foot fault as Jack's front foot went all the way over that front line. If any part of his shoe catches the front line, Aaron, that would be considered an okay and legal serve.
Non-foot fault.
The non-foot fault.
Skip balls.
There's a bad skip by Jack. I got Jason is just really reading Jack's shots. I mean, even though Jack skipped that, Jason was already diving for the ball by the time Jack swung. It's amazing the anticipation Jason has. He's very, very focused.
1 serving 2.
Jason with another half lob to the backhand of Jack.
Unbelievable get. Set up off the back wall.
Oh, man.
Right out.
I don't know if any other player out there would have even gotten a racket on that.
Yeah.
That was such a great shot from Jack Huczek, but Jason still almost got that.
You know, the getting ability, the top players, we saw it last week when Rocky played Shane Vanderson. The getting ability of Rocky, Jack, Jason is just unbelievable, the amount of balls they put back in play.
We're going to go down to Sudsy Monchik now as he is courtside. Let's go down to you, Suds.
One small thing that concerns me right now is that Jason's adrenaline is clearly through the roof. And when your adrenaline gets going like that, you expend a lot of energy that you don't realize. So let's just hope he can maintain this for the Mannino fans out there.
Great get. Oh, wow. Jason just wants to make every single shot.
He's so intense, it's unbelievable. You know, and he made a great get there, and he's hit that shot several times this match, as difficult as it is. So I can understand why he's disappointed. Not many people, you know, mortals at least, get overly disappointed when they're totally stretched out on a dive and don't roll it out.
And you know, the thing I love about Jason Mannino is you see him lose his temper really fast, but he, just as fast as he loses it, he regains his composure and he's back in the match.
Oh, side out, side out, side out.
Side out?
Side out.
It's a good call.
Is that a side out?
That's pretty much a setup right there, Jack, and you ran right into him. 1 serve.
Again, an avoidable hinder call. This is the most avoidable hinders I've seen in a pro match, at least in this tournament.
I think they've all been good calls. And I think part of the reason is these players dive and get themselves off balance so much, they're a little more prone to being called for an avoidable on the follow-up shot.
What an amazing serve. If you just saw,
2 serving 3.
he had Jack going the other way. It was, I mean, Jason's got so many weapons right now. It's incredible. Even on a lob serve, he's got Jack going completely the opposite direction.
Great flick by Jason. Good sealing ball by Jack.
Great shot by Jack Huczek. We're going to take a little break here. We're in game 3. When we
2.
get back, more Jack Huczek and Jason Mannino.
3 serving 2.
Jack Huczek with a lob serve.
Side out.
Hey, Jason is just playing so well.
2 serving 3.
Jack missed a serve, but just by a little. Jason got his racket back early and hit a perfect tight pinch right in that left corner.
Wow. Even the bounces are going towards Jason Mannino.
Perfect wallpaper. And you can tell Jack understands the dire situation he is in here.
All tied up, 3 serving 3. We're in game 3.
Side out.
That was great patience on the part of Jack Huczek. He took his time. Let that ball drop into a strike zone and hit a great shot in the left corner. Ooh.
Point.
Quite like the serve of Jason Mannino, Jack answered that with the same situation. Hit a lob serve and had Jason go in the wrong direction, and it was a really good lob serve.
Yeah, these are 2 of the best lob servers in the game. Both of them mix up the heights very well. They mix up the speed. They mix it up to which stroke they hit to. Very, very effective. That's a terrible serve.
A lot of people ask why hit a soft serve, which we call a lob serve. Why do that when you can just crush a ball? There's a couple reasons going on there. The first one I'd say is you only get 1 serve, but it's very effective to hit a lob serve. Wouldn't you think, Aaron?
Yeah, well, I think the 1 serve rule that the pros play is a big factor. The other factor is different styles. Neither of these guys really have a very powerful drive serve, so they don't think it's worth the risk of hitting it short or hitting it long because they don't get that big a benefit out of it. You know, the Cliff Swains and the Sudsy Monchiks, those guys still come out and rip their serve even with the one serve.
Good shot, but the ball's good.
That's an incredible shot.
It really was. Just, I mean, the serve was perfect. Again, it was, we call that wallpaper when the ball is just completely sucked up against that wall. And that's exactly what happened as it came off.
It is a critical point in this game. This is the point in the second game where Jack really kind of fell apart a little bit.
Point.
Jack fell apart at this point in the second game, made a couple really bad errors. If you remember, let Jason stretch out the lead a little bit. Jack got a good break there. He hit a good forehand into the corner, and since it hit right in the corner, it shot out down the line, and Jason couldn't cover it.
Wow.
Skip ball. Ball skip.
Ball good, Jack.
Oh, my. The referee calls it a good shot. Let's start at the beginning here. First of all, Jack hit a really, really amazing shot that went around the back. And then Jason finished the rally with a skip ball. As you can see, it hit the ground before it hit the front wall, but he got away with it. And a decent segue into what we talk about every single year, every single match, about the officiating. We've got one guy, Jason Thorner, calling it all.
Yeah, and it's terrible. Now, Jack, fortunately, didn't disrupt the match. Jack came right back and hit a great shot. Jack very frustrated with that shot.
I think he's frustrated with the whole match, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack's not playing horrible racquetball, and that's the toughest thing, is when you're playing good racquetball and your opponent's got answers and everything. Just like that is a good example that comes off the racket of Jason Mannino is golden.
He's got such quick hands up front.
Nope, two.
Had to go around him to get it. And I still got it.
It's a decent point that Jason makes. He did have to go around him. You know, again, it's very, very tough. Jason Thorner, who's our referee, the toughest job on the tour, especially, again, we talk about...
I thought we had the toughest jobs on the tour, Sean.
I play best when I'm up here.
5 serving 5.
But Jason, just a magician out there right now. Everything that comes off his racket is really, it's incredible.
Oh, terrible shot. Terrible shot.
Nope. Side out.
Boy, is that... I mean, I don't know what Jack's thinking. He's got a forehand up in the front court. Not a dead setup, but pretty much a setup, and tries to rip a very awkward forehand cross court that comes way off the back wall. Oh.
Wow. He's going to get that. No, he does not, but what a great attempt. It's all tied up here, 5-5 in Game 3. When we get back, more of the semifinals at the Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championship. 5-5, Jack Huczek.
Great get by Jack.
And a great shot by Jason Mannino.
Boy, Jason is just so crisp. Seeing the ball so clearly, forehand, backhand, hitting pinches down the lines. I mean, he's just giving a clinic tonight. Wonderful, wonderful play. Great get by Jack.
Oh, wow.
And a rare miss by Jason. He went for the right shot. He stepped up, cut it off, and went for a pinch in the left corner. Just a rare miss. Even Superman makes some mistakes now and again.
And Jason right now is nothing short of Superman. Diving all over the court, making shots.
Hold it. Short ball. Short ball. Short ball.
That was way
5,
short.
75.
I'm not sure what Jack was even questioning. I don't think the ball reached the line. And if the ball touches any part of the line, it's a short, and that may have just made it to the front of the line, off the back wall.
Side out.
You know, almost every time Jason's missed that serve deep, Jack's just flat rolled it out.
Still 5-all here in game 3. Jason Mannino leads the series 2-0. High lob serve to the forehand of Jason. And that's a good shot.
Yeah, now that's what Jack's got to do. When he's got a forehand or any shot where he can set up in the front court, he's got to try and kill it. He really has a tendency to be a little too conservative, hit some wide-angle pass that keeps the ball in play. That's an awkward serve.
Good shot, set out.
Yeah, that was an awkward serve. Very, very tough to control that serve and keep it off the back wall. And again, when you put the ball off the back wall on a lob serve or a ceiling ball to these players, they're deadly.
Kind of a change-up.
Again, like in the second game, Jason made more mistakes in the first game where he played flawless. Jack did not take advantage of it in the second game. Let's see what happens here.
Hit him. The ball hit him.
Two-bounce get, I think, is what Jack is saying, and I think it was a two-bounce get as well, but, you know, it's so tough to make the calls here, and Sean, it is just ridiculous that they do not have an appeal process.
Yeah, we talk about this every year, and Dave Negrete, the IRT Tour Commissioner, always gives you flack for spending most of your time doing commentary talking about this rule, but hey, I don't mind beating the dead horse here because it's a ridiculous thing that there's not line judges.
Hold it, replay, hold it.
It's a hinder as their feet got tangled up.
Five, 7-6.
Real important part of the match here. Jack just got, in his mind, a bad call. No separation between these players at all in the third game. It's been very, very tight. Any free points here can really change the momentum quickly.
Side out.
Unbelievable shot there by Jack.
Just had a little bit of breathing room on that back wall as it barely came off, and Jack just shows how good he is by hitting that shot. And Jason shows how good he is by answering it with that return of serve.
It wasn't a bad serve. It was kind of a change-up serve by Jack. It caught the crack, jumped up a little bit. Jason's just so confident, he just rolled it right down the line.
That's a point.
That's a good call.
Backswing in there.
What are you talking about? I cleared out of the way and he couldn't take the shot? He didn't want to take it.
You hit the backswing now.
Yeah, I don't want to take a 10-footer. I don't want to take this.
6-7-6.
Jason Mannino taunting Jack Huczek.
Good shot.
Now, even though I think the crowd is really rooting for Jason to win the match, I think I'm hearing a little more chance for Jack just because the racquetball's been so great. They want to see more of it.
Wow. We've talked about the low percentage of taking a shot that's up there by your head or your shoulders. The strike zone is below the chest, above the knees, and look at Jack as he just buries that.
That was an incredible shot. Let's see if he can build some momentum off of that. Great flick by Jack. Good ceiling ball by Jason.
Replay. 7 serving 6. Right out. 6 serving 7.
Absolutely no room for error at this point. Both players playing very, very high-level racquetball.
You just get the sense that the only way a player is going to get a lot of separation here because they're playing so tight is if somebody makes a couple of errors.
And again, just flawless return of serve by Jack Huczek.
Not a bad serve. Jason hit that serve about right where he wanted it.
7 serving 6.
There's a mistake.
Yeah, that's a big mistake, you know, because the points, they're so hard to come by in this match right now that there's such a relief. And let's see if Jack relaxes a little bit and capitalizes on that free point.
White.
That was a very tough serve.
Incredible shot by Jack. I mean, because it came back at a very awkward height, very awkward angle.
And the cheers from the crowd for Jack Huczek now as they want to see, to your point, an extended match. And there it is. Here we are. Jack Huczek pulls away and now has an opportunity to extend this to the 4th game as he has game point 10 serving 6. And Jason not going to let it happen. And the guts on him to swing that hard and to shoot that ball, that was incredible.
And Jason grew up in New York around a lot of handball players, and that was a bit of a handball move to spin around that backhand to hit a forehand.
Oh, another miss.
10 serving 6.
And I don't know whether Jason's a little tired or maybe he just couldn't sustain the level, but he's clearly made more errors these last few points than he had the entire match. Great serve by Jack. Set up off the back wall. Set up off the back wall.
Game, Jack.
And there's the game. Jack Huczek extends it to game 4. The crowd loves it. Aaron, you spoke about it early in this game. You said, hey, one of these players, in order to separate from the other, has got to make some errors or something because they were just pound for pound, just answers. I mean, it was pretty incredible. It was one mistake that happened from Mannino, and it just kind of turned it all around, and Jack capitalized.
Yeah, it was really the opposite of the second game where they were tight in the middle of the game, and then Jason separated on a couple of Jack errors. They were tight in the middle, not given an inch, and Jack was able to separate on a couple of Jason's errors.
So amazing stuff. Jack finds his way back into this match. Jason leads the series 2-1. We'll be right back for game 4.
Guys, look who I found courtside. The beautiful champion, Christy Van Hees from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, for those of you who don't know. Christy tomorrow is going to be in her 3rd final. She is 2-0 in the finals. She's going to try to be the first woman in the history of the US Open to win 3 titles. Christy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Suds. Fresh, ready to go.
So what do you think about tomorrow's match against Cheryl Godinez, the #2 player in the world?
I'm so excited to get out there and play on Sunday. It's always the best time. Just looking forward to it.
All right, great. Well, I have you here, and we're watching the men's semifinal, Jason Mannino and Jack Huczek. Jason's up 2-1. I'm going to put you out here right now. I want to know who you think is going to win this match and when.
I just think the best man's going to win. They've both been training hard for this event. Jason's got a little bit of a struggle with the calf muscle, and Jack's going to come out here fighting, so we'll see.
Well, Christy obviously is going to go into politics after her racquetball career. And Christy, best of luck tomorrow. Hope to see you raising that cup again. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Suds.
A dramatic men's pro semifinal here at the 2006 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships. The #1 player in the world, Jack Huczek, against the #4 player in the world, Jason Mannino. Jason really playing amazing racquetball, and somehow Jack found a way to squeak out that 3rd game, and really not a lot of mistakes coming out of either one of these players.
Jack showed a lot of heart in that 3rd game to fight his way through it because there was just a ton of pressure on him. Jason wasn't making any errors. He had the crowd into it. I've never seen Jack the last few years when he's been put in a bad position in the U.S. Open. He did not respond nearly as well.
Play again. Yeah, that.
To your point, right around the time when you said the only way that we're going to see a player kind of squeak away and get separate exactly, was if a player started to make some errors. And that's exactly what Jason did. He started to make 2 or 3 errors, and Jack capitalized, and that's how he won that third game.
And, you know, this is a long way to go, obviously, in this fourth game. I personally would love to see a fifth game because it would be just all about will, mental toughness at that point.
0 serving 1.
Great get.
Set up for Jack.
Hold it. Replay it. Hold it, Jack.
Wow. Still a great get, even though he called a hinder.
Jack, a couple of golden opportunities there to end that rally. I think he's got to be a little disappointed that that rally ended in a hinder. He had a dead setup off the back wall. Quite frankly, a much easier shot than some of the return of serves that he's killed in the left corner, and just left his pinch way up for Jason to cover.
0 serving 1.
Great get by Jack. Set up for Jason. Ooh, missed a setup.
Twice you have to crack with that shot.
1 serving 1.
He's got Jack kind of playing up a little bit. Didn't go for a pass or a wide angle, anything.
Yeah, I think his shot should have been down the liner in the right corner. That left corner was an awkward shot. He may have been trying to rip Jack. You're right. He paid for it because rather than having side out, it's now 1-1. Great serve by Jack off the back wall.
Point.
You know, one thing to look for as this match goes on, clearly to the extent it becomes a battle of fitness, Jack is the more fit player. And I think Jason was very well aware of that and desperately wanted to close it out in the third if possible. Great flick.
Jason still hitting his shots. That is great backhand.
1 serving 2.
That's tough.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Jason pinned that serve against the side wall. Jack steps up, catches it in the air, and just splat rolls it. This is just phenomenal racquetball we're seeing here.
Set out.
And Jack's got to do more with that ball than that. He got there. He's either got to re-rip it or flick it to the ceiling, but just pushing the ball to the front wall like that is giving Jason too much of a setup.
That's amazing stuff.
Unbelievable racquetball. You know, we talked a lot about during Rocky's match how because he plays outdoor, he's very, very effective at cutting the ball off in the air, off the ceiling, up in the front court. Well, I think Jack has a lot of those same skills that he's picked up from squash. So you see these players cross-training. You know, I think Jason's letting his emotions get the better of him here. I think he tried to rip Jack again on that one.
I absolutely agree. Instead of going for a shot, he was trying to rip Jack Huczek.
And Jack 3-1, which is certainly not a huge lead, but in this match, a lot of separation.
4 serving 1.
3-point lead. Jack hasn't had many 3-point leads in this match. Other than the end of that fourth game, I don't think he's had a 3-point lead. I think he was up 5-3 in the second. He was never up in the first. This is his largest lead of the match, other than he won that third game.
Really, really well played by Jason Mannino, because that serve was as tough as it gets. It was very hard. It was tucked right back into that corner and wallpapered onto that wall, and Jason stayed focused and hit a beautiful shot on the backhand.
Absolutely. And there you see what we talked about, where if the ball does not hit the floor and goes outside of the court, either over the sidewall or over the back wall, loss of rally for the player who struck the ball outside the court.
It's 4-1. Jack Huczek has his biggest lead thus far. 4-1 now. Jack Huczek starting to go on a little run here. Wow.
It's a great shot. You know, again, Jack hit that serve about right where he intended to. Deep in the left corner, caused Jason to have to cross over. And to reflick that ball is tough enough, but to just flat roll it out is phenomenal. Back wall set up. Just drilled it down the line. And Jason is missing more shots than he had at any point in the match. He's starting to show a little more negative emotion. This is the first point in the match. End of that third game a little, but even more so here now. First time where it really looks like Jack is in control of the match.
That was well done by Jason to come up and cut that ball off.
1-4.
It was a bad mistake by Jack.
Yeah, he got up in plenty of time and went for a very, very awkward, what's called a double boast, sidewall, front wall shot, and it never made it to the front wall.
And that's a squash shot, and isn't that a squash shot? And he plays a lot of squash.
Yeah, and that's an incredible down the line. Jack, I think Jason needs to mix it up a little bit. Jack's backhand is in such a groove. Down the line, pinch, splat. You know, he just owns that backhand side of the court right now. If I was Jason, I think I'd move the serves, my seal-on balls, and maybe a few more of my passing shots over to the forehand. Good flick by Jack.
Wow. Another great straight-in shot from Jason Mannino. Wow, oh man.
That is an unbelievable. I mean, Jack missed his passing shot by a little. It was not his intent to hit it off the back wall, but it still was not that bad a shot. I mean, he spun Jason around. Jason kept his feet moving, got his racket back, and just rolled it out.
What?
Delicate hands. Such a beautiful soft shot from Jason Mannino.
You know, really playing a phenomenal match. I may have spoke too soon on Jack, looking like he just seems to be getting into control.
Look at this.
Unbelievable.
Wow, and Jason was right there. Proves that Jack has to hit that perfect of a shot in order for Jason not to get it.
You know, and that is a big part of Jason's game. I think he likes the fact that Jack saw him diving right in the right direction of the ball because it gets inside Jack's head a little bit.
Time's in. Game number 4, Jack serving 4, serving 3.
4 serving 3. And unbelievable. I mean, what can you say about the return of serve, Jason Mannino?
I mean, Jack hit that serve. I mean, if you asked Jack to walk the ball back into the back left side of the court where he wanted that serve to land, it would have been right about where Jason struck the ball, and he just rolled it out from shoulder height.
Good shot. 4, serving 4.
the last two games, the second and third game, Jason really controlled the first game from the start, but the last two games from about 4-4 on were very, very interesting, very intense, very closely contested, and really it took a very sustained effort to kind of break the other player down. Jason breaking Jack down in the second, Jack breaking Jason down in the third, and we look like we're entering that same part of the game. We'll see who's got the mental fortitude to evolve out of this tight part of the middle part of the game to win. Great Z serve. Set up off the back wall. Great flick by Jack. Great shot by Jack.
Jason controlled that entire rally up until the very last shot where Jack somehow came out on top.
And again, I like the fact that Jack, even though he was very stretched out on that forehand, tried to re-kill it rather than trying to flick a cross-court pass. He's playing more offensive, more aggressive these last couple of games.
5-4.
Wow.
That's all good.
That is unbelievable if he hit that shot. Jack thought it skipped.
Jack very upset about that. What'd you think?
I couldn't see it. I mean, Jason's hands were so quick, and he flicked it into that right corner. I never saw the ball except when it rolled out. Jack's contention was that it rolled in. Great get. Set up for Jason. Unbelievable get.
It's perfect. It is truly perfect racquetball from Jason Mannino.
You know, both of them, you're having to hit 3-4 incredible shots a rally just to get a point or a side out. Again, both players have been very, very stingy at this point in the game, and it's taken phenomenal shots to create any separation at all.
All tied up, 5 serving 5. And another great shot from Jason Mannino. Jack very frustrated.
You know, I like the fact that Jason's gone back to Jack's forehand. That's one thing he did not do in that third game, and Jack's backhand is clearly more consistent than his forehand.
Great get. Good ceiling ball. Another, it's coming off the back wall. Great get. That's well done.
It's just incredible racquetball. Unbelievable.
Let's see if this level of play can continue as we are deep into this match. Welcome back.
Replay.
Wow. Rips Jack in the back.
5-6.
I'm not sure what Jason wants. I mean, clearly Jack had cleared to give him a down the line and probably even a normal cross court. Jason was either going for a pinch in the right corner or a wide angle cross court, so I don't think he's got much of a case here, Sean. Do you know what he's arguing?
Oh, he's definitely arguing the avoidable hinder. I don't necessarily agree with what he's arguing for, but again, it could be a mental tactic. You never know with Jason.
Again, Jack had a couple opportunities there before that last one. You know, points are just so hard to come by. You just kind of feel their pain sitting here in the booth, Sean. It's just working hard every point, having to dive, hit spectacular shots just to score a point or just to get a side out.
And you got to give credit to Jack Huczek. As we saw, it was a week ago or so where Rocky Carson played against Shane Vanderson. Rocky comes out with a 2-0 lead in the match, and we saw the win come out of Shane's sails. You got to give credit to Jack Huczek. He's down He was down 2-0, and look at him. He is still fighting and just playing great. Never, ever a sign that Jack has given up at all.
No, and Jack's actually played better. He's raised his level these last 2 games just to be able to compete with Jason.
Shot. Good ball. 6-6.
Lob serve to Jason. First miss we've seen in a while.
7-6.
And again, you know, in a normal match, those misses happen enough that they don't seem as significant. Here, every miss, every error almost seems like a major breakthrough for the other player.
Jack really mixing up his serves. Honestly, I don't know if it's because of a game plan of mixing up serve. I just think it's because Jason has had an answer for everything that Jack has had. So he says, hey, I've got to try something different.
Just incredible play. I mean, Jack dove to the right, took a full swing at it, stretched Jason out to the backhand side. Somehow Jason controlled that backhand down the line that Jack, after getting up and then diving across, unbelievable.
7-7.
All tied up here, 7-7. A skip ball.
8-7.
Jack gave that skip back to Jason. Both of them skipped the 7th point.
It's now 8-7. Another skip. Wow. Jack. I can't believe that. I mean, you kind of have to believe it, because to your point that you've been making this entire match, at this tournament, in this match, the semifinals, Jack has made these kinds of mistakes, but there it is. He comes back with that shot. But to your point, Aaron, you've mentioned many times how somehow Jack buckles in this situation in the semifinals of the U.S. Open.
He has not responded well. This would be his, I think, 4th straight semifinal loss in the U.S. Open if he is not able to come back here against Jason.
And that's a bad serve. I mean, credit to Jason for just flat rolling it in the corner from 38 feet, but that was not a good serve.
No. And he hadn't hit it in a long time, and the step up into the box. Again, Jack looks a little rattled mentally here. Oops.
7-9.
Now that is a big, big break for Jack, because he missed his shot. Jason had a forehand setup in the front of the court, went for the right shot, just skipped it. Good flick by Jack.
Wow. Here's a setup. And beautifully played by Jason Mannino. Right down the line.
Boy, Jason has sustained not only such a high level of play, such a high level of intensity this entire match. Just phenomenal.
That's a great shot. Again, not a great serve. Fell short.
7-9.
Jack sticks with that drive serve.
Point. Eight, 7-9.
Unbelievable. Jack is hanging in there. Hit a good serve. Got a weak return. I thought Jason may have been a little tentative on that return to serve. I thought he had more time. He didn't have to flick it cross court.
Wow. another skip.
9-7-8.
You know, that was a bad miss by Jack because he hit a great serve, got a weak return, and I think choked that backhand a little bit. That was unbelievable. Jason dove, flicked a perfect ceiling ball. Jack took a lot of guts to even let it come off the back wall, picked it clean from about 4 or 5 inches, and just flat rolled it down the line.
Another drive serve from Jack Huczek. Oh, wow.
Ooh, that is big.
9-7-9.
Oh, Jason.
That is big.
Jason he's missed a couple cutoffs there. That first one on the forehand side, going to the right side. Then he just missed that one in the left corner. All tied up, 9-all in game 4.
Replay it.
Jason just ripped Jack as hard as he could hit the ball, blast him in the gluteus, and the ball flies out of the court.
And Jason clearly is going to take no pleasure in that, or maybe a little pleasure in that. What he really wanted was the avoidable hinder. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Jack now has game point. Unbelievable match. It is going to a 5-game battle.
0-7-0.
Here we are in game 5, exactly what this crowd wanted to see. 2 games apiece. And now every single shot is so important to these players.
Yeah, and Jason's got to come out strong as he did with that first shot, because I hate to use the C word, Sean, but Jason kind of choked that game. You look from when he was up 9-7 to when Jack won that game. Jason made some terrible errors. He skipped 2 or 3 balls, made some very tentative decisions. I think it's going to be critical that Jason get off to a quick start here, because I think there's just a little bit of momentum in Jack's favor, not so much because of what Jack's done, because of how Jason finished that game.
That out.
That's a great choice.
1-7-0.
Look at Jason asking the crowd for support, and he gets it every time.
You know, I remember a great interview I saw once with Boris Becker, where he said the 5th set in a major championship isn't about tennis. It's about heart and will and the mental aspect of the game. And I think that is very true here. I think this is beyond being about racquetball for these 2 players. This is about who's got the most will, who's a little hungrier.
It's come down to 1-11. The winner of this game moves on to the finals and will play Rocky Carson.
You know, they both have used up so much emotional energy. Who's going to have more emotions, more fight left in them is going to be the one who wins this tiebreaker.
It's a good get.
Set up for Jason.
Oh. He's missed a few of those cutoffs.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. I mean, Jack hit a very awkward angle. Jason tried to cut it off the ground, tried to splat it. That was, you know, a miss, but it was not an easy shot.
Short ball, short.
Way short
ball.
I agree. That was a
1-7-0.
short serve.
And again, this is really an opportunity that Jack should relish to exercise his demons at the tournament where he's had the most disappointment in his career in the semifinals.
And that goes out of the court. You know, on paper, you would think Jack's got the advantage from a fitness level, as it, you know, this works out so hard so that he can not have to worry about being tired in a fifth game situations like this.
Yeah, but, you know, I've always contended, Sean, that, you know, fitness is a critical part of racquetball like it is any other sport. But the fitness isn't necessarily per match. All of these guys are in great shape to leave it all on the line for a match. Where the fitness really comes into play is over the course of a tournament, over the course of a season. So while Jack is clearly the fitter player between the two, I think Jason's got plenty left in his gas tank to leave everything on the court. And to the extent he's a little worn out, I'm guessing the adrenaline in fifth game in the US Open semifinal is overcoming any problem.
White. That's a warning.
I think he got that ball.
I thought he did too.
It's unbelievable. And Jack, I think, was genuine in his frustration that he thought it was 2 bounces. But I think it's just that frustration that Jason gets to so many balls. It's got to wear on you mentally.
That's a good shot. Great return to serve.
2 serving 1.
Right down the line. Great backhand down the line. Stretched Jack out. It looked like Jack hesitated, was going to let it come off the back wall, and then realized it wasn't going to make it.
That was
an unbelievable shot. How Jack cut that ball off above his head. Forget about shoulder height or chest height. Above his head, flicked an incredible angle cross court, and then hit a delicate down the line backhand to win the rally. Incredible stuff.
White. 2 serving 2.
All tied up here, 2 apiece.
Boy, you can just feel the intensity coming off the court.
Great get.
Good shot.
Jack playing really well these last couple points.
This is a real test of both their mental toughness. But Jason, after being up 9-7 in the fourth, 2-0 in this game, now down 3-2, really has to block that out and get focused. Set up off the back wall.
Oh.
That was clearly a 2-bounce game. Now, Jason really needs to stop Jack here, or he can slip out of this match very quickly. 4-point run is usually nothing to be that concerned about, but this has been such a tight match. There's been very few runs of that length.
So important that Jason just got that side out.
Go, Jason!
Jason needs to score a few points right now.
White.
Go, Jason!
3 serving 4.
And Jason is pulling on any energy in the reservoir right now, asking the crowd to cheer, to give him the adrenaline rush that I think he needs to sustain this intensity.
What an amazing serve.
4 serving 4.
Screaming his own name out as if he's a fan of himself. Let's go, Jason. Firing himself up.
Just an incredible amount of heart he's got.
That's unreal. It's just unreal. I can't believe Jason Mannino.
Down 4-2. Everything looked rocky. He hit a great down the line to get the serve back and has played 3 great points that just totally turned this match around, up 5-4 in the tiebreaker.
That was the first serve that was just a little bit off.
But just a little. I mean, it just barely came off the back wall.
Serving 5.
But that is a great example of this level of play. It was still a great serve, but just a little bit off the back wall, and Jack makes him pay for it. That's a big setup. Jason, great get. Got it.
Point.
Catches the crack.
And he needed the crack because Jason was right there, ready to launch.
All tied up 5-all in Game 5. We'll be right back for more of this amazing match.
You might be wondering why some of the professionals are hitting high lob serve versus low hard, what we call drive serves, where they can hit the ball at 180 miles an hour. The reason is this, is when a lob serve is hit, you're putting the ball out of your receiver's hitting zone, right up in this area. The pros, they like to rock and roll, rip and shoot down below their belly button. So when a pro hits a lob serve and forces the receiver to hit up here, you're forcing them to go to the ceiling, which really is a server's dream. They can't tee off on that ball and go offensive and score a point.
Times in game number 5.
What an incredible match so far. 5-all.
Oh, down. Jay, I thought you went the wrong way there.
My God, man.
6 serving 5.
No, it's 5-5. Aaron had it was 5-4. The ball went right by him. I couldn't see it. It's disgusting.
Great serve. Set up for Jack.
Hold it. 2-2. 7 serving 5.
Incredible shot there by Jack.
This is critical for Jason to maintain his cool right now. Entertaining conversation with the referee. Look at him talking to himself. And it's amazing. You can see the difference between positive feedback and the positive type of conversation that Jason makes versus negative energy. And right now, he needs to somehow keep his cool. And that's unbelievable.
Sean, I think you need to write a self-help book with your observation there about positive versus negative energy.
Listen, Tony Robbins has changed my life. Ooh, very close. If Jason wins this rally, you watch Jack is going to be furious.
You walked right in front of me, Jack.
3 inches, it was short.
6 serving 7.
Watch it. 6-6.
6-7.
6-6.
The scoreboard
You're just
was...
lying.
Okay. 6-7.
Look at that serve. Look at that serve. Wow. I can't believe it. The serve was amazing. The return was amazing.
And then the follow-up shot was...
amazing. And look at this.
7 serving 7.
The match could not have been scripted better as we are in the 5th game tiebreaker. Both players just laying it all out there. 7 serve 7. Jason with a good serve and Jack with a good shot. And we're going to play that again. Amazing return of serve. And again, Jason shows that he can just get everything.
The quality of play is just to sustain this quality of play with just a few hiccups along the way for 5 games is very, very impressive. We've been doing this tournament for 5 years now, Sean. This is clearly the best match we've had the privilege to commentate on in our 5-year history.
I have to agree. I mean, for these players to just still continue to play with this much energy this late in the match. Got that. Oh, barely missed that.
Right up.
He went for it, though.
Oh, you got to love him for that.
Foul, please.
All tied up at 7-all. We'll be right back. The Choice Hotels U.S. Open Racquetball Championships is brought to you by Choice Hotels International, family of hotel brands with over 5,000 locations and 8 different brands worldwide, offering every type of accommodation in every price range. We meet all your travel needs. For reservations, visit us at choicehotels.com today. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there. And by Wilson Art Flooring. If it's tough enough for pro racquetball, it's tough enough for your home. Enjoy the beauty and durability of Wilson Art Flooring. Available at fine floor covering centers everywhere. Also, Nuveen Investments, dedicated to helping you reach your goals in life. Ask your financial advisor today how Nuveen's growing range of equity and fixed income products can help you support your long-term plans.
And by USA Racquetball, your link to the greatest game on earth. To learn more about how racquetball can improve your quality of life, visit usaracquetball.com for all the details.
Aaron, it is so apparent with most players when they get to this point in a match that they're tired. And I just don't see any sign of either of these players tired right now.
No. That was a bad error by Jack. That was not nearly as difficult a shot that Jason skipped on the shot before. Jason's cross court came way off the back wall. Jack had plenty of time to set his feet.
Seven, serving 7. I thought the ball was good, Jack.
That's a bad call. That ball rolled in. Again, it's such a great match, Sean. I don't want to talk about how horrible this rule is, that there's no appeal process. That ball clearly skipped. Again, great challenge for Jason, mentally overcome adversity.
White.
Look at this.
Jason, I think you might need to give him some cathartic advice, Sean, showing from what I think you referred to as negative emotion.
If we can get Tony Robbins on the phone here.
Replay.
Unbelievable get by Jack. I mean, Jason, who clearly is taking some of the anger into his shot selection there, rushed up, cut the ball off, hit it good down the line. Jack dove across the court and was fortunate enough that his return hit Jason to get him a replay.
Skip ball. Side up.
You want to check it after the last skip?
7, serving 8.
What did he say?
He said you want to check it after the last skip.
Hold it. Replay. 7, serving 8.
I don't understand what either the crowd or Jason is moaning about here.
Look at that setup. Ball's broken. No, it's still good. I thought that ball broke. It did.
Great call, Sean. Great call. What did Jason say?
He's just people screaming from the crowd. I don't know what he said. People screaming from the crowd. He's just answering every question, every response from people. He can hear everything out here. There's close to 1,000 fans watching this match, and they're all screaming onto the court. And Jason has no trouble having conversation with them.
Sean. I'm not even going to say anymore.
The crowd on their feet. 8-7. Jack regains the serve. It is truly a remarkable match.
Time's in. 8 serving 7.
The crowd screaming at both players here. 8-7. Jack with his drive serve. And Jason Mannino. Look at him. Just a crucial time. Jason just shows nerves of steel.
He's got luck and the ref on his side. Come on.
Right out.
I don't even want to talk too much, Sean. We'll get in the way of the play.
That's the thing. I feel like I just want to stay silent out of respect to both of these players and just let you viewers at home watch what we're seeing here. It is truly a remarkable, remarkable event in the world of sports, period. I mean, just
8 serving 7.
amazing athleticism and heart.
Point. 9 serving 7.
And here's Jack in the same exact situation Jason was in Game 4, up 9-7. Good ceiling ball.
Wow! Oh, my. This is huge for Jack Huczek. If you remember the match against Cliff Swain 2 years in a row, in Game 5, loses 11-9. I mean, skip ball, 8 serving 9.
That is unbelievable. Jason hit that serve right where he wanted it to. Jack pulled a backhand from chest height and rolled it in that left corner. Oh, my God.
Just incredible. Incredible poise on the part of Jack Huczek. Just nasty forehand. What a great get by Jason Mannino, and a thunderous forehand on the part of Jack Huczek. We're going to take another break here so we can catch our breath as Jack has match point. We'll be right back. Jack Huczek, 10 serving 8, match point. And Jason proves that it is not over. And Jason pointing to Jack to get back and receive serve, because this match is not over.
And that ball was a skip. Let's see how Jack overcomes this, because that ball skipped. Unbelievable. Did you see that shot? Jason ripped it at him, and he hit a fly kill, delicate touch down the right wall.
If this is a side out, I'm going crazy. For the match, Jack Huczek with his setup.
Back wall setup.
Good shot, side out.
Look at this. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. Wow! And he makes it 10-all.
Serving 10, must win by 2 points.
It is absolute pandemonium here in this stadium as everybody on their feet. Chills going through all of our bodies right now. It's 10-all. A great get by Mannino. And a good shot by Jack Huczek. Bring the towel out.
Serving 10.
Just incredible stuff, Sean. Let's see what Jack comes up with here. He hasn't hit a good serve in a while.
Wow. Wow. Just when you think it can't get more exciting, it somehow does. Over and over again. That's it right there, 11-10. It's not over. You gotta win by 2. The crowd giving much props. Here it is for the match, Jason Mannino.
Match.
And it's ball game. Absolutely incredible. Everybody on their feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Mannino.
Wow, Aaron, I'm wiping my brow here from standing on the booth. I mean,
unbelievable, Sean. I've never seen a commentator on top of the booth like that.
I'm swinging my jacket, going absolutely crazy. This was the most remarkable match I've ever seen in my life, bar none. This match pushes to the racquetball equivalent of overtime. Aaron, I'm speechless on what I just saw here on this stadium racquetball court here in Memphis.
Sean, you cannot overstate what a great match that was, but I do want to just take a step back and tribute to these players and put this in some historical context. I have been fortunate and privileged enough to see all of the great players, the great Hogan Yellen matches for the national championships in the 1980s, the unbelievable Swain Monchik matches of the 90s, of this century, the great Kane Jack matches that went down to the last match of the season. This was singularly the best match I've ever seen, with the most intensity and the highest level of play. Just a phenomenal experience from a racquetball fan standpoint.
Folks, there was not one person in these stands not on their feet, screaming at the top of their lungs. If you just joined us and watched racquetball for the first time, welcome to the fan club, because there's no chance you're not a fan of racquetball at this point. This was a remarkable 5-gamer. For myself, Aaron Katz, the rest of the crew at the Tennis Channel, thank you so much for watching. And for more racquetball action, tune in to the Tennis Channel as we cover the series of the 2006 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships.